Hi guys, my name is Emma Foraci and I was in the Miss Maryland Teen USA 2019 pageant and I will be recompeting for the 2020 crown. So before I start this video, I would like to give a disclaimer. I'm kind of sick. I just came back from Mexico and I have a little bit of a head cold, but hopefully we can work through that and I won't be dying too much. So I posted a vlog YouTube video maybe around like a half a year ago. It was right after my pageant ended. And the purpose of that video was to just show everybody that was like looking up online like the Miss USA competition pageants and just to see like what like the vibe is, because whenever I was about to compete, I only saw maybe one or two of those vlogs. So I've gotten tons and tons and tons of support, tons of questions being asked, people asking for advice on a bunch of different topics. Because of all the questions that people have asked me either through DM or Instagram or Snapchat or a few iMessage questions that I've had from some of my close friends, I have decided to make an entire YouTube video of all the different questions that people have asked me either on the Miss USA system itself, how it differs from other systems, what the judges want to see, tips and tricks for how to prepare, overall preparation, workout routines, all of that fun stuff. So I decided to make a video just explaining everything, answering some of your questions, and yeah. A question that I've been asked a lot recently was, what is your workout routine like for competition, and then how do you stay fit? And it's honestly a really difficult question to answer because everybody has different personal fitness goals and different body types, but for me personally, I am 5'9" and I weigh around 135 pounds. I like to focus more on my abs and my legs. I mean, obviously you want to still work on your arms, so that, for me, I like to stay proportional in that way. But I mainly do a bunch of like planks and crunches. I took weight training in high school, so that really helped throughout the year on the off pageant season, to help me stay fit. Overall cardio, whenever I work on my legs, I like to do squats and calf raises. I have like a little book here, by the way, of everything I want to say because there's a lot of stuff, but mainly just things to help you stay fit. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really eat the best, which is probably the reason why results have been a little bit slower for me, but just making sure that you're not constantly feeding your body straight junk food all day, every day, 24/7. What do you love most about the system? So I have vowed to myself that I would never do a different system from the Miss USA system. What I love most about the system is its logo. It's confidently beautiful, and that means, in my terms, that everybody in like all the different pageants, everyone's really accepting of one another. There is no standard height, weight, race, none of that stuff, which makes it really, really welcoming for everyone that wants to compete and everyone that wants to apply. How nerve-wracking is it before you go on stage? So it's not as much nerve-wracking, it's more of excitement, because I cannot wait to show the judges what I have been working on, what I've been practicing. But I mean, there is always that nerve that you're going to mess up and fall, and that always kind of sucks, but just making sure that you constantly are doing it over and over and over and over again. You could do this all during the rehearsals of your first day, second day, third day. And then going along with that question, I have a question dealing with like how not to fall, and those two kind of go hand in hand. It's making sure that during rehearsals you're really focusing, you're performing during your rehearsals as if you would be on stage in front of everybody, either in prelims or finals. Just making sure that you're confident, don't overthink everything. If you think that you're gonna fall, you have a higher chance of falling. Making sure that your focus is on the judges, not as much the crowd, but more the judges. One of my favorite questions that someone asked me was over Snapchat, and it was, in Beyonce's Pretty Hurts video, the idea was society puts pressure on girls to be the skinniest, prettiest, tallest, etc. And if you're not, you're treated less than. Is it the same vibe / environment and expectations in reality? So before I started to compete, the first time that I ever competed was last year. I kind of had the same perspective over pageants, and going through the entire system from beginning to end, from getting accepted to preparing to talking with people that have already competed before, I have realized that that stereotype is not true, especially with this specific system. With the system that I'm in, the Miss USA system, I have found that it is more your personality than your looks in who ends up winning the overall competition. I think that those 2 minutes that you have an interview are more important than any time that you have on stage. Those are the only times that you can ever talk to the judges about your cause, why you want to win, what you'll do with the crown, how you've impacted people in the past. And there's a lot of questions that I've gotten just overall regarding the pageant system and its stereotypes, so I just want to shut that down. Just because you believe that you're the prettiest person on stage does not mean that you're going to necessarily win. It's the person that is most confident in their own skin, nice to others, has a great personality, and overall is just letting off good vibes to everybody. You can have somebody that is up here in the scale of stereotypical looks and then someone that's lower than them, and just because they're more attractive or overall have a better body or their waist is skinnier or their butt's bigger, that does not mean that they're going to win. So another question that I got was, how much should you spend on a dress? And my year that I did it last year, I only spent $160. I got my dress off of Pinterest. So if you want to go see that dress, my Instagram is below. I have a post about it, and then you can see it in my vlog that I posted before. It's kind of risky because you don't know if the dress that you're getting is what it's going to appear as in the picture, but it was a last resort kind of thing. It ended up working for me, and I'm so thankful that I got it because I actually really like it, but I just had to get it altered like a million times. If it's your first year competing, I probably wouldn't go with like a $800 Sherry Hill dress. Those dresses are amazing and they're beautiful. So are all the ones from Giovanni and MacDougall. MacDougall and Sherry Hill are my two favorite brands. I think that I'm pronouncing the MacDougall name right. But those are my two favorite brands, and they do have more higher end couture dresses, and they also have more prom style dresses. But overall, just make sure that you get something that you feel the most comfortable in and something that complements your skin tone and makes you feel the most confident on stage. You can look for dresses in any boutique that you have around you. In Maryland, we have a boutique in Virginia. I think it's in Carytown, and that's like a little boutique that has like Sherry Hill dresses, Giovanni. I think that they have some MacDougall. And then at the National Harbor in Maryland, there is a little store called the Lucky Knot, and then upstairs in the Lucky Knot is an entire boutique of a bunch of MacDougall dresses. That's how I found out that I love that designer so much. But overall, just like little boutiques. You can look on Windsor, has some potential good dresses. That's an online store, and then depending on where you live, you have some like in-person stores. But I would probably recommend just making sure that you go in person to try on a bunch of different dresses. But if you have a dress that you found online that you love, get it to your exact size. Some places have options for them to make it based off of your exact measurements. Another dress question that I have is one that I've been struggling with myself for a while, and it's, what is the difference between teen and miss dresses? In the past, I've consulted with Brittany Nicolette. I absolutely love her. She has helped me figure out what dresses are more teen, what are more miss. I've sent her a bunch of different Sherry Hill pictures. We've kind of came to the conclusion that dresses that are a little bit tighter fit may not be the best option for miss dresses. Not that it's not a good idea for you to get one personally, but for my body type, for everything that I want to do in this specific pageant, I don't think that a tight dress is what is the best fit for me. Unless for some reason I find some amazing dress and it's like kind of tight fit, then that's a different story. But until then, I will continue to look for more flowy dresses. My favorite material is satin. So I know a lot of Sherry Hill dresses that are satin and they're really flowy and they have like a little trail behind them, and they also have some like little jewel things on them. That's perfect for a teen dress. Nothing that has too low of a cut right here. You don't want anything falling out. I think the open back dresses are completely acceptable for teen, as long as, you can't just see like too far down. What is my biggest fear going into the pageant? Probably spending all of my time working and preparing and rehearsing and spending money to get coaches and then not having the outcome that I wanted. And my outcome wasn't to place or to win or any of that stuff. It was just to learn more about myself and become confident on stage and not to fall, which all those happened, and then I also placed top 15. How do you prepare for top 5 questions? So although I was never in the top 5, I prepared hours on hours on hours of potential questions that they could ask me. None of the teen questions that I heard were anything like super political or technical. It was mostly personality questions. Some of them were tricky questions, like trying to like trick your brain up. I think that one of them was something with like, if you could choose between like being smart, being pretty, or having money or something like that, then like they would try to like trick you, but you should obviously choose like intelligence. It's mostly just like a lot of common sense stuff, but there is a bunch of YouTube videos that you can watch that'll help prepare you for any form of question. Whenever I was listening to the top 5 questions, there were a few questions that they asked that I self-prepared for beforehand, so I feel like if I was going to be in top 5 that specific year, I would have been just fine. Tips for sponsors. Okay, so I've gotten asked this a couple times too. I would just say think about any family friends you have or any friends that have any small businesses. Write them a letter or send them an email, or if you really wanted to, you can go up to them in person and just tell them your cause. Say, if I win the title of Miss Teen whatever or Miss whatever USA, then I will help support your company. This is my cause. Mine specifically is special education. So I would say, my cause is special education. This is how I'm relating to it. This is what I've done so far to support the cause. And then you just say, if you want to sponsor me, that would be great. If not, it is completely fine. But the businesses that end up sponsoring you will be in the brochure that everyone gets whenever they enter the pageant. So it's always a win-win situation. It just, you have to go out and step out of your comfort zone, because I feel like asking people for money is not an easy thing, but having communication skills and being outgoing is something that's going to benefit you if you end up winning the crown. Did you get recruited into the Miss USA system, or did you apply? One of the big differences between the Miss USA system and other systems like Miss Princess America, Miss Congeniality, I think that that's one of them, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really follow up with different pageant systems, but the difference between the Miss USA and all of those other systems are normally the Miss USA system does not recruit anybody. It's one of those things where, oh, you see an ad online, you want to apply, that's fine, and that's why it's so prestigious, because you don't have people trying to go out and recruit. You have to go and apply yourself and hope that you get in. But then with the other system, maybe within like the next month after I placed top 16 in the Miss Maryland Teen USA pageant, I got like 3 different pageant systems emailing me saying that they wanted me to participate in their pageant or compete in their pageant. So I've declined all of those because I'm so set on this one system, and I just love this entire system. Is the opening number and the final question portion judged? So the opening number is not judged, and neither is the question portion. The opening number is the time for everyone in the audience to be entertained, because although this is a competition, it is also a source of entertainment for everyone that wants to be there. So it's more of an entertainment thing, and then the questions, I'm not sure if this works for all systems, but I know that for the Miss Maryland system this past year and years in the past, the question portion is not judged. It's just time for the judges to figure out who they want to place in like the different positions and then who they want to eventually have win. Can you have your cell phones? Yes, you can, but during rehearsals, it's kind of disrespectful to have them out and like be texting somebody. During my vlog that I did, I would vlog certain portions of it, but if I was not vlogging, I would just turn off my phone. It's really important that you focus during rehearsals, because you do not want to be that one person that was on their phone during rehearsals and ends up messing up the entire line of colored blocking. So it's really important that you just focus, and you can have your phones the rest of the time there, during dinners, during breakfast, during lunch, during like in like your room, just obviously not whenever you're on stage and then during rehearsals. How many people competed last year? I think that it was around like 74. It always differs and depending on your state. I know that DC, I think, only had like 7 people in teen. I'm pretty sure. So it really just depends on your state. In this case, DC isn't a state, it's a capital. But it really just overall depends on your state. And I think that California has like little sectioned off pageants, and then the people that win those pageants end up going to the big California pageant. But I feel like for Maryland being such like a small state that no one really hears about, we had a really big outcome, people that ended up competing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and then subscribe down below for more pageant related videos. If you have any more questions, I'm going to be linking my social medias down below, so make sure that you hit me up on there if you want a faster response. Otherwise, comment down below all of your questions, and I will see you in the next video.